what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with, as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 144. No old, you're old, motherfuckers.
What's up, man?
What's up? How are you?
Another day in the jungle.
Tell me about it.
Surviving somehow. One day at a time, baby. One day at a time.
Yeah, like I just got home from work, and then I had to drop off my dog. Shit was like 102 out there.
Oh, bruh. It is so hot in Texas. It's stupid. And people are like, man, it's really hot. But, like, you're built differently. I can walk around in jeans and this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, when you get used to it. But it's hot as shit. It's pretty damn hot.
Yeah, so, and then last week, so we're recording on Thursday. So a week from today was July 4th.
Yeah.
And so we weren't out, doing our liquid leisure thing. And so it was just a shit show, like, of algae. And therefore, hard work by me.
Yeah, on God. On God, dog. On Crip, for sure, dog.
So
on pump. On pump,
on
dog.
pod.
On pod. You could say on pod, but I'm trying to think about things that would be on and then make it pool oriented. So on pump. Maybe, right? The pool pump's very important, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I see what you're saying.
On skimmer, dog. Like, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to get them leaves on skimmer.
Skimmer is actually the name of the app that we use to, like...
See, dude, I know all about pools and I don't even work in pools. That's how this goes, dog.
So I literally write shit on Skimmer.
Yeah, shit, dog. I'll write that on Skimmer, dog.
Dude, I'll log that shit on Skimmer.
Did you like that video I sent you of the kid explaining all the different terms and words? Yeah. Like, I thought that was good. Where, like, he was making it make sense. Like, that's,
as much as that it could make sense.
Yeah, those are things that exist in my algorithms. Is where I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm like, I got
a nice little skibbity toilet too.
Yeah, skibbity toilet.
Skibbity toilet. So the reason why we're recording on Thursday and not Tuesday, which gets released on the audio on Wednesdays, so this will be released on Friday, was I was at the Players playing poker Saturday, and I heard some guys talking about Hollywood Park Casino. And Hollywood Park used to be the racetrack out here in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And now it's like where SoFi Stadium is, and then the new Clippers Intuit Dome. But my uncle was the president of Hollywood Park when it was the racetrack. But they've turned it into like a casino, and it's like not like a full blown casino, but it's like the California game, same as the Players. So it's baccarat, pie gow, blackjack, poker, and they were talking about it, and so then I was like, huh, and I got on the website, and it was like, yeah, it's open 24 hours, and then I just put it in Waze, and it was only 1 hour away from the Players, and it's like in the direction towards my house, so I was like, so I went over there, and then I found out that they're having tournaments every single day in the month of July, and I was like, shit. But I had to be home early because I was watching my dad, and me and my brother were like taking turns. So and there was a tournament at 10 a.m. So I went home. I got home at like 6. Was watching my dad. Then I was looking at the thing, and there was a tournament that night, Sunday night at 6 o'clock p.m. And so I went and I entered into it. $160 buy-in. Everybody starts with 30,000 chips. And it's broken down into like a stack, 24 chips. So you get 4 chips that are 5,000 each. So that's 20,000. Then you get 4 chips that are 1,000, and that's 24,000. Then you get 2 chips. Oh, no, hold on. 4 chips that are 20,000. Oh, 9. Or no, 8 1,000 chips. 2 500 chips to equal 1,000, and then 10 100 chips to equal 1,000. So it's 20 G's in five,
Yeah, I got you.
eight
I got
eight
you.
G's. Yeah, yeah. Uh, shit pops off. I had a couple brothers at the table. Rick Fox's kid is playing at the table next to me. My whole table's talking about it. Don't know why. Don't care.
Fuck Rick Fox, dude.
Yeah, Rick Fox's son.
I
Like, who gives
couldn't
a shit?
stand Rick Fox. The fat and his hair always pissed me off. It
Dude,
was always wet,
dude,
bro.
he's a stick man though, dude. He's a stick man.
He was,
Ladies love Rick Fox out in L.A.
oh yeah, they love Rick Fox. They love those pearly whites, bro. Like I get why the ladies love Rick Fox, but
Yeah.
Rick Fox is a clown ass, bro. Like fuck Rick Fox.
He owns like a really successful esports team.
Of course he does. It's fucking Rick Fox. Why wouldn't he? But he's like if Rick Fox wants to be Magic Johnson so bad, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson owns these successful businesses
He's a
and
billionaire.
teams. He's
Yeah.
yeah, like he's all over the map. Rick Fox is like a B list, like a poor man's
Yeah, but
Magic
but
Johnson.
Magic can't fuck with the HIV. Rick Fox, he can fuck all the time.
Okay, touche, touche.
Allegedly.
That's one Rick Fox, zero Magic Johnson.
Yeah. Okay, so I take one of the brothers out. Fucking 15. It was like right under 20 minutes into the session. And the guy next to me, like 2 hands later, he's like, "You already stacked someone?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, you already." I was like, "You already know." And so now I'm like, I got 50 G's, and I think I'm probably the chip leader at this point, like early on. And then the shit goes on for a couple hours. Late registration ends at 8:55, and then I just make one bad mistake. Um, it was like, so the table, like basically everybody had like called, like either limped in or somebody straddled, so it was like everybody put in, and then it gets to this guy who's like on the big blind, and he really wasn't like paying attention. He was like talking to people, and then he like quickly looks at his hand, and then he just pushes like all in. And I was like, nah, dude, like I don't like. I was like, I think he's like full of shit, like completely. And I have pocket sevens, and so it was for 20 G's, and or like, yeah, 20 more G's, and I just wasn't thinking like tournament shit, you know. It was like, even if he was full of shit, like, and I was completely right, there's no reason for me to call this. Like, I don't need to take any risk right now. But it was just like cash game. Like, I'm just like so like my instincts and like my gut feelings and stuff is like really what like I'm like relying on in poker a lot. And so it was just like this instant, like, oh no, this guy's full of shit. I'm calling him. And he had pocket jacks. I just didn't understand like the move that he made. So then that like crippled my stack, and at that point, because the blinds are going up,
Yeah.
and also what was weird is, so the big blind pays. There's an ante, but only the big blind pays the ante. So like the very first blinds were big blind 100, small blind 100, ante 100, and the big blind would pay the ante 100 and then post the big,
So
which
it
is
was
the same
200, 100.
in that scenario, in the very beginning. Except for the 100 is the ante. So like for me, so if you weren't in the big or small, you would just have to pay 100 to get in. So the big blind is 100, even though the big blind's paying 200. So that's throwing me off. The
That's
fact that I only got 24 chips that equal 30 fucking $1,000 is throwing me off.
yeah, that's wild.
But I stacked someone quickly, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can handle this. Like,
So how long
and
did
then
you last?
uh like like 3.5 hours.
How many people were there?
Like people like kept like either rebuying and stuff. Like I never got like a total, like, because I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
But like like at any given time, like the highest it would be like 50 people playing at a time, but then that would go down and then it would go back up. So I don't know what the total amount was, but it was like basically um like 5 or 6 tables max going at one time.
Well, that's good practice for you, man. It's different.
Yeah, it was like I'll definitely be more prepared the next one I go. Like, like the whole Annie thing that was throwing me off because then okay, so then it goes on and then so like at one point like the blinds are 800, 400, and the ante's 800. So you're paying 1600 for the big blind. But it's only 800 to get in. So I'm in like also trying to calculate like cuz like how like I know where I'm at is calculate how many big blinds do I have like the per for my stack, what the ratio is.
Yeah.
So like I always try to stay like 50 big blinds for my like equals my stack is like a is where you want to be. That's like where you start at when you buy in 100 at the 1-2 table and at the players.
Yeah.
Um but if you bought in at the next table up, you buy in 300 and it's 2-3, so it's actually 100 big blinds to your stack. So that's even better. But like 50 is good for me, like 50 big blinds. So I'm like trying to like, do I include the ante, when I'm doing this calculation or not? And then I was like, well, I have to pay it, so I should include it. But then I was like, then I thought about it later, and I'm like, well, no, because it wouldn't cost 1600 to get into that hand. It would only be 800. So I don't know. So like, and when I'm thinking about shit like that, I'm not playing the game. And so
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, but I mean, good for you going out there. You lasted for a while. You stacked someone quick.
yeah. So
You can see where you made your mistake, but your approach just has to be different.
yeah,
It's the
but
long con.
right. And I know that with tournaments, and it was just, I was just not in, I just slipped. But there they have a minimum buy-in of $40 for their cash 1-2 game. So and I got their players card and they threw like 30 free dollars on there for food and shit. And so I had $40 and so I went and I quadrupled up and got my entire uh thing back, my
Oh,
buy-in.
you're buying back, so you left.
Yeah.
So you left even and got some free
Yeah.
food.
It did go to sleep and then just went straight to work and then worked like grinded till 7 o'clock, uh, and then went to sleep, and that's why I slept all through Tuesday.
Okay, that makes sense. In depth. Well, then shout out to you for taking some risks and going and playing, living your best life.
Yeah,
That's always. And now
because I
you got
was
a new
thinking about
spot to
going out
play,
to.
and you got a tournament every day.
Yeah, exactly, and I was thinking about going to Vegas. Remember? And you're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, that was short notice," and I was like, "Fuck, I could just go 50 minutes down the road."
yeah, that's easy. And then it gets you out. You can go. Do you know people who live in that area?
Inglewood ain't ever up to no good.
Well,
I mean,
no.
I'm sure I do, but
Well,
like,
say, well, I don't know. They meet up, go eat somewhere, go vibe out, go gamble. Like that'd be easy.
a lot of hot chicks that work in there.
Yo, what area is it in?
It's in Inglewood,
Oh, okay.
which it used to be like kind of the ghetto, but now it's like it's literally across the street from the Intuit Dome, and it's in the parking lot of SoFi Stadium. Basically, they turned Hollywood Park into SoFi Stadium, and this is just like the building they kept.
Yeah, okay. Hmm. Well, next time I'm in Cali, we could meet there.
Yeah, it's super accessible.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like right by where your sister lives.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like we're
It's
in
not like it'd be
proximity.
like 15 minutes. Yeah,
Oh, okay, hell yeah, bro. Let's do this shit then. Yeah, I've just been grinding, surviving this fucking heat, doing my thing. I'm thinking I gotta cut my hair. I really gotta cut my hair. It's just like getting too much. I'm getting over it.
nah, man, it looks good.
Nah, it drives me nuts. You don't have to deal with it. It's like dreading itself now. I swear, when it gets this long, it has a mind of its own. If I don't clip it down, it might consume me.
Yeah,
So,
I'm thinking about bleaching my hair and
frosted tips, bro. You doing it?
no, just
LMFAO.
all bleach and rocking the pearl necklace. Make it official. Hot pool boy summer.
Pearl necklace,
That's right.
not puka shell. Pearl.
Pearl.
What about pearl? Do you get like a leather with like a shark tooth or something? You got a,
No, no,
you're not
no,
gonna
no,
no aquatic theme.
nah. Pearl is aquatic, man.
Well, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Like, oh, does he surf? I'm not really sure.
Nah, he's just a Pullman.
Just a Pearlman, Pearlman the Poolman.
Pullman the Pullman.
Yeah, dude, Mr. Pearlman. Got, I'll hit you up on Skimmer, bitch.
I'll document your ass on Skimmer.
On Noodle, dog.
Shit.
On Noodle.
You already know I put the PH in fuck, baby.
Jesus. Now we own a pho place down the street. It's pretty good, actually.
Oh, I saw like a really good one in the valley. It was California. So it was
Mm.
like, yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, because I am a connoisseur, not of pho, but of pho names.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Like I like to, because I am, dude.
Pho
Like
puns.
I'm a wordsmith,
Yeah, okay.
and so I appreciate a good, yeah, pho puns. Um, and California is like so obvious and like obviously the best one I've ever seen. I was like, God damn.
They
It
re-
took me,
yeah, they got to think outside the box. You can always tell when it not even just pho, when it's like, okay, that's definitely a privately owned business, and whoever started this business definitely came up with this name and is very persistent about having it. That's a good one though. That's
yeah.
pretty good. I could dig that. That'd catch your attention. Like, I gotta check that place out.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
it's good. Maybe it's
of
good.
course it is.
Maybe
But I mean,
it's
just
not.
what? But you're the place that snatched the California name in pho in California. It's like, dude, like the name by itself is worth more than whatever the fuck they're gonna make this year.
I've complained for years. There's this place that was in Austin, and it was over off Riverside, like Riverside and like Old Torf, kind of on South Austin. It was called Super Burrito, and it was the most random fucking place in the world. Best food ever. Like they had all these like California style like asada fries and all these weird ass random shit, and they tore it down and turned it into a fucking P. Terry's. And that's why I don't like P. Terry's on Crip. I don't like.
What is that?
It's like I think P. Terry's is I don't know, In and Out knockoff that's owned by Nick Foles' family.
Only In and Out knockoffs I like. It's called Johnny B's.
Johnny B's is closed. They did reopen Johnny B's though, and when they reopened it, a different family owned it, and now it's
Oh,
closed. I
really?
think it's like a Vietnamese place now.
God damn, immigrants stealing our jobs.
First job, dude. Shout out Johnny B's. First job.
That was for the audience was like these two twins that were like the grade below Joseph and I.
Yeah.
Their dad started like a like it was
Burger
like
spot. It was
yeah
good.
burger. It was like a burger joint. It was like kind of like bringing In and Out to Texas
It was really,
vibe,
yeah, it was
but
really,
it was good.
yeah, and they won Best Burger in Dallas for a couple of years and shit. That was my first job. There's the news articles. There's a picture of me with no hair, no beard, puka shell necklace
Hey,
behind the counter on the opening day. Like we worked a lot. I got fired from that job because I was at work and I gave Sticky Fingers a free strawberry shake and
uh,
got caught by John. Got
of course, Sticky would need a free strawberry
yeah,
shake.
right. And then, of course, I got caught.
Who the fuck even drinks strawberry shakes in the first place?
I got caught, got fired. I was pissed at Sticky.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, Sticky got me fired for my Johnny B's job. But they'd been dealing with a couple people just like straight up. I won't say their names on air, but there were some people that worked there that were like straight up stealing cash out of the fucking register. And so Johnny B was on a warpath, and I got caught just giving away a shake, bro. Got fired. That sucked. How I got that job was hilarious because there was a big fight. There was supposed to be a fight between some Southlake kids, some Keller kids,
Okay, yeah,
and
sounds right.
and there was like, I mean, I had something to do with it, but there was like 70 people from Southlake showed up. It was just at Bob Jones Park, and everybody was just chilling. And then these like 6 dudes from Keller show up. They drive up turn around and leave because there's like 80
Dude,
people.
like that type of shit would happen all the time though. This city on city like mass mobs of people like coming together to like
Yeah.
fight each other. It was like fucking reckless.
And we would roll deep. Like that's where it was. And our grade was wild, or just like our school was crazy because we were big, but we weren't as big as some of those schools. But everybody would show up, so it was like there was a shit ton of people there. And when I was there, Tony and Tyler, some people like the twins were wearing their Johnny. One of them was wearing a Johnny B's hat, and I was like, "Bro, what the hell's that? That the hat's dope as fuck." He's like, "Oh, it's my dad's restaurant. You should come apply and get a job." And that's literally how I got that job.
Huh,
Was
shout
showing up to a school on school fight and making a comment about the hat, and then I had that job.
Dude, you never know, man.
That shit was crazy. Yeah,
All right, you want to start us off with therapy questions?
yeah. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I haven't been really using the AI as much. I've been just trying to thinking about. I mean, it's good.
I know I like your approach that it's they're more just they could be anything, any kind of
Any
question.
like topic, any thought provoking topic. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with any of this, but number one, what do you make of all of this, the Epstein files stuff that's been going on, or have you been paying attention to any of this?
Well, I like went and
It's like a disinformation subway, and it's so interesting because there's so many
yeah,
different
no, I went
things.
and looked at it like or tried to like look it up and then like all I could see was like my boy Ted Lieu coming off the top rope saying that Trump's been like he's all over the Epstein files and he's like been in the flight logs like 20 times with like younger chicks. And then I read a Washington Post like was like fact checking all the shit, and they said like it is true that he did fly with him 7 times, but they're not. But there's no evidence of chicks up there, except for it's the Lolita Express, motherfuckers. There's always chicks up there. They're slaves to that cabin.
Well, there's all sorts of disinformation. It's been exploding on X or Twitter. Um, can't escape it. For a whole day, there was hashtags trending about this topic, and it was wild because it's accusing Donald Trump of all of this stuff, supposed emails, being mentioned in lawsuits, paying off people. So there's a whole theory of that's why he doesn't want to release. And he's been refusing to release tax returns. It's not just money from illegal companies, but monies that he's been paying, people that he's paid off, and those things being tracked or being in his tax returns. I don't know, but
I
there's
think it's more because he's not rich.
it's just like there's a disinformation like nuclear explosion on social media. It's been interesting. But yes, there was someone who sat up on television and called out mainstream media for not reporting on this. And supposedly, yeah, like he's on a bunch of flight logs, supposedly flight logs with girls on flights. There's emails. Now there was a bunch of crazy stuff about Elon Musk being mentioned in the Epstein files.
Really?
In emails, there was a supposed picture of an email floating around, allegedly. Like I said, this is all probably bullshit, but it's like him taking kung fu classes with Ghislaine Maxwell, that one chick is in prison.
Elaine.
All
Elaine.
all sorts of stuff, but they all were kind of among the same social groups. So I mean, there's pictures of all these people together, so it's very wild. But supposedly Trump's like sprinkled all over this stuff. There's all sorts of alleged payments to people, payments to families.
Doesn't sound like Trump making hush money payments. What? He didn't do that like 34 times and get convicted for it, did he?
So, and then there was a bunch of like deposition stuff because Ron DeSantis and legislation signed a bill that released all like depositions and stuff in regards to the 2006 Jeffrey Epstein case, where he was originally charged that he got that like sweetheart deal where he spent his weekdays in jail and then he got to be off, and then it was just like he was monitored from home. He was on like house arrest but didn't have to check in and all that wild shit. That original case, they released all the depositions and stuff from that. That's Ron DeSantis like signing a bill that would allow that to all be released and releasing all of these documents. So that happened like within the past week.
Shout out Meatball Ron,
I know. So Meatball Ron making moves, releasing stuff,
friend of the pod.
but that doesn't necessarily have to do with anything in
No,
regards
I
to
know. Yeah, it was like
the
the
other
transcripts
case.
and shit of the trial.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I already thought that Trump was involved with this shit.
Well,
So
what if, because it's, there's always that, like, Epstein didn't kill himself, and there's that whole, the memes and everything. What if that stuff does get released and it's just like all shitty conservatives and Bill Clinton? Obviously, Bill Clinton's like sprinkled
I
all
mean,
over
might
this
as
thing.
well be a shitty
Hey, man.
conservative.
Yeah, I
Might
mean,
as well be a
yeah.
Republican. That's right, Clinton.
I'm just out here, man. Like, he's a
I'm
trip.
just out here destroying Glass
Oh, man.
Steagall, just
I
setting
never,
up financial crises.
I never saw the internet coming, man. Oh, yeah, no, but I mean, the whole thing's a trip, but it's just exploding. So we'll see if anything actually comes out of it. But shout out Meatball Ron, because that stuff that should be. And the next thing that's going to be crazy is all the Diddy shit. If all this Diddy shit comes out, and then we have Diddy,
You mean the Black Epstein?
yeah.
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 I mean, is he not?
And then what? 50 Cent's surviving Diddy documentary. That's epically awesome, though.
Yeah.
Shout out 50. Like, that's badass. All right. Question number 2. How old is too old to be president?
Uh, Joe Biden.
So, I mean, would Donald Trump also be too old? Just like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Okay. Like I was like kind of anti putting an age limit on it, but I mean, come on. Our boy is crumbling right now.
Do you think that I think that, yeah, we didn't have an age limit to begin with?
And the fact that we age gated from the bottom, that like this is the first election that you or I could have ever ran in for president,
Yeah.
uh, makes me more open to age getting it at the top. Like in like I've thought about it, and I'm open to this now.
Yeah, I mean, because at what point is it like, okay, it's more in
If we don't do it,
this
it's just
older
these fucking
generations?
boomers just
What I'm
like
saying is like,
fucking us more. Like it's like
yeah.
we got our houses. It's like you guys can't come in
So what
till
does
you're
but no, but
35.
this is what I'm saying though, is like, what is the point where somebody's no longer acting in the best interests of the group moving forward for the future and just for themselves temporarily, right? Because that's what you could say is like boomers are, if you're going to make the generational argument, it'd be that boomers are very selfish and not wanting to like relinquish stuff and not wanting to like
No shit.
and stopping progression for the betterment of everybody for the temporary appeasement of themselves, right?
It pulled up the drawbridge.
So at what point are you considered pulling up the drawbridge, right? That's where you would decide like, oh, that person probably shouldn't be president anymore. Or that's why you need term limits. But yeah, there should be an age limit. Is it 70? Is it 65? Like, what's the age? What is it where you could time out on being able to run for president?
I don't know. And it's also like we are voting the person in. So if everybody's cool with it, then who are we to fucking
Well,
say?
if it's just gonna keep being this, like right now, I feel like our where we are in our as a country and progressing is like some really shitty cheese where like the good part of the cheese is in like the center of it and we have to scrape all this fucking mold off the top.
Right, but I mean,
And it's like it's like infinite because like our best options are two people that are definitely too old, definitely aren't wanting what's best for the country, and in my opinion, moving forward. But also, you could see there's a disconnect in the politics and beliefs of just anybody that's in a younger generation with these people that are more at the top, right? And they're
right, but
deemed as radical.
This isn't a systemic thing. Like JFK in his 40s, Bill Clinton in his 40s, Obama 40s. So it's like it's actually like rare for the Democrats to be like putting up like an old person. Um, so I don't feel like this is like I feel like we just feel trapped because this is the same fucking people last time, and like that's rare. But like, dude, like, Biden, he's done, dude. Like, he's got to step the fuck down. Like the the whole narrative has just like flipped on him, and it's like even if it was just a bad night, it seems like it's obviously not, uh, it doesn't matter. You've lost it, like the people, and so he's got to step down. And I think dude, like this would be amazing if he just stepped the fuck down and then we have like some debates like with Democrats and like they're out there campaigning like hardcore. Like Trump gets no fucking like news for like all of July and August and September. It's like Democrats like reinvigorate like the party and like get people fucking excited. Like this could totally flip the election like quickly. And like I was like a little bit upset that the people were talking about just like crowning Kamala, but I think like she would still win. You know, like I just want to beat Trump.
Yeah.
But but I mean, like ideally, like Gavin Newsom would get in there and just win, and that'd be fucking amazing for everybody.
But what I'm saying is, so would it come down to taking some sort of cognitive test, not just like, oh, but
Well, no,
like
I
a
mean,
gen
there's
like
no like they have like the 25th Amendment where all if the cabinet, the secretaries, all like vote that the president is no longer viable to like be the president because of like something like that, like mental illness. Uh, like they almost did it to Trump, like after January 6th.
yeah.
Yeah, said it was like unfit for office. Like his cabinet secretaries, like a lot of them wanted to do that. So like there is like that protocol in place. But I mean, I don't know. Like,
Because we have an age limit for being able to run, so there should be a cap. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree
is
with
it like a
that.
30-year window?
I think like you have to be like you can't be 75 at the end of or at any point in your term.
No, I'd say like 65 is the cap.
No, dude, people just like retire at 65. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
then go
Plus, with
retire.
like
Quit.
science and shit, like that's the thing. It's like pretty soon, like fucking 85-year-olds are gonna be like totally normal,
That's I know, and then they're gonna still be trying to
and then
run
we're gonna be like,
everything.
oh, fucking age cap.
Yeah, that's where we gotta have to age cap it just to stop Ted Cruz
Well,
at
Joseph,
95 from running for president. Do you
the
want
first
a
person to
nine?
live to 150 years has already been born.
Some ancient astronaut theorists believe. Yeah, they say that the first person that's going to be 200 years old has already been born. So,
Yeah,
and
I know.
they know what they're talking about. That's who are they? Fuck all.
People.
Fuck all. But they said it, and that now we're talking about it. So yeah,
I know it triggered you, bro.
it's just one of that's one of my that's one of the
I
dumbest.
know, I
But
know.
no, well yeah, because I mean it doesn't. It's stupid.
It's just a fact.
Yeah, it's all just a fact. It's just a. It's just the truth.
Just a stone cold hard
Yeah,
fact,
it's a
bro.
stone cold hard fact, a truth that you can't handle, obviously.
Yeah,
But you know what they
deal with
did
it.
say? They said that the person who couldn't handle these facts was already born yet, and I think I just met him.
Nah, man. Now you're just being silly.
They would never say that.
Yeah.
Number three, it's a zombie apocalypse, and you have to choose a survival location. What do you pick?
I mean, I'll just do what all the rich people do. New Zealand, I guess.
New Zealand? You go like island status?
That's what all the rich people have been buying their $1 billion bunkers.
Is New Zealand?
Yeah, they have like underground fucking houses out there and shit.
Hmm.
Zuckerberg has an underground house in Hawaii. I don't know how you get underground in Hawaii. Shit.
Yeah. It's just gonna like keep growing around you.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, yeah, that's not a bad idea. So you'd go island. See, what fear? My fear is if it
I'm
doesn't,
an island boy.
if it ever does infest the island, then you're just really trapped.
Well, what if it's Epstein's island?
No, that'd be
That'd be tight.
terrible.
That'd be tight.
There's like a whole subculture of people that like kayak out to that island and like run
And jerk
around.
off.
No, and just like try to get video and poke around and shit and then get chased by security. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing. Imagine getting like arrested or shot and killed because you were trying to poke around on Epstein Island.
Poke around, no pun intended.
Yeah. Boo that one. But no, I would say like a boat, something like a boat, something. Because you think about it, like,
I mean, what is an island if not a big boat?
but then I could go from island to island. I'd be mobile,
Right, but I mean,
so there'd be nowhere I
you
couldn't
just said
go.
you said pick a location. I can't have a boat with me in New Zealand. I'm sure there's plenty of boats.
No, no boats.
What?
No, okay. See, I just wouldn't want to stay on one spot for too long. That would creep me out. I feel like it'd be a matter of time before it took over everything.
Or what if you were in like a good spot and then you like because you're paranoid, you just like kept.
But then
you're giving it more chances to run into fucking zombies.
but then
going
you could run
everywhere.
out of resources pretty quickly, depending on where
New
you
Zealand. No, dude, I'll just like slit like
are.
like
There's no way this ends.
Larry Page's throat and just fucking take his fucking mansion or whatever.
I was like, there's no way this ends well. You're like, I just
Founder of
slit,
Google.
slit, pause.
I was
Yeah,
just trying to think of some like fucking megalo billionaire.
it's like roll up on Elon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you knew the location of multiple people's, because like Zuck's probably got 3 or 4 places that he could live at that would be good for a zombie apocalypse, and
Oh, I'm sure.
he's gonna pick one of them, right? Probably the newest one, most recent
Unless,
one,
and unless he's got your attitude, he's like, I gotta keep moving.
maybe. But
I
unless,
got. What if I run out of resources? Got to use my resources to keep moving.
yeah, I mean, I think you got to think about that. You might run out of resources. You got to be able
No,
to
dude,
be
I'd be
mobile,
squatting.
and
Counter Strike.
you'd need people to help you rebuild a society on New Zealand, or it'd just still be the same. It would just be different. New Zealand's the same, but everybody's just not as nice. They're just a little more grumpy. Because the nicest people in the world supposedly live in New Zealand.
Okay, dude. Well, ask him about the Christchurch shooting. That guy seemed real fucking nice.
Jesus, what the hell? No, I'm just saying. If there was an apocalypse,
He's from New Zealand too.
if there was an apocalypse, and they're so isolated, it might not affect them right off the bat. That they'd still be nice. They'd just be grumpy.
I don't know how isolated they are, but like, I mean, they are like geographically.
Yeah, like Madagascar might be lit,
Yeah, for sure.
something like that.
But then you have to think about climate change. You know,
I think climate change
is New
would be
Zealand
the
gonna be there?
probably. I mean, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I don't think they're driving to get anywhere. So I bet you the Earth starts to heal faster.
Cool, real fast.
Yeah, it cools out. It reverses like way quicker than we thought. Be like, oh man.
Yeah. We just turn off the lights for like a couple months.
Yeah,
Like, fuck.
dude. Jeez, dude. What the fuck? We just needed to stop. So that's possible. But yeah, I don't think like a castle. I think you got to get the fuck out of like the mainland area. Especially people always say like, "Oh, zombies, we got to go out in the middle of nowhere, like a ranch or something." I'm like, dude, that'd be shitty. It'd just be dark, dark everywhere. It'd
It's
just
like,
be coming
let
out
me
of
go
the
to
dark.
the horror movie.
Yeah, let me go to the cabin up in the mountains. Whenever
Yeah.
they do make it up here, because they probably will, we'll just won't know where they're coming from. It'll be moans in the darkness. That sounds
Sick.
awesome. Fuck, that
Sick.
sounds stupid as shit. When people say dumb stuff like that. Let's head up to the mountains. I'm like, no, what? Unless it's freezing.
But like now, if I'm playing like a risk type game, you know,
Yeah, okay.
I always start with Brazil
Why do you always start with Brazil?
because I got access to go invade Africa.
Okay.
I can.
Which you've always wanted to do. Yeah, that's
Of course.
Well documented. Well
I
documented.
mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know,
It's in your charter.
it's in my heritage.
It's in my charter.
It's in my Charter.
Yeah, it's in your charter. It's in that weird index card that's laminated that every time we play, you bust it out.
Gotta take Africa.
Yeah.
Because as Brazil, I feel like I can consolidate South South America,
Okay.
and then now I've got boom. I can go take Mexico.
Yep.
I can go to Africa,
Yep.
and I got nobody coming like to my left.
It's true. You can kind of take out that top
Yeah,
coastal area and work your way up
right,
through the
right.
Caribbean.
Mm.
Okay. Well, here you heard it first. Mr.
Yeah,
Goody wants to invade
that's
Africa.
copyrighted.
Question number 4. You have to pick a fictional character to save your life. Who do you pick?
You go first.
See, I was thinking about this. If I had to pick somebody, I wouldn't want to do somebody corny like Spider-Man. Batman would be kind of tight because you get to see him like beat the shit out of a bunch of people and just be some crazy rich fuck being like
Oh,
rolling.
okay, I got my answer.
But well, oh, who's your answer? Because I'm going through like what I thought, but there's
Black,
some.
like what's Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow?
Oh yeah, you'd want Black Widow to say
Yeah,
yeah.
like wait, they're gonna save my life anyways. Why don't I get like the hot chick?
All right, there you go.
Solved it.
That's genius. Um, see, I was thinking like, well, no matter what the situation, I'd want to get the fuck out quick, right? So I'd probably choose like Jack Bauer from 24, bro. I know I'm gonna be out in a day. You know this
That's not
food.
quick.
What are you talking
Superman
about?
come and swoop you up,
Nah, I mean Jack Bauer would be tight,
make
bro.
you feel small in his arms.
I'd know that in like a day I'd be out. So I get to talk shit. Be like, y'all
Yeah, it's a
fucked up.
stressful ass day, dude. That's
Y'all
a stressful
fucked
ass
up.
day.
My boy Jack's working the phones. He gonna be here any
No, man.
minute. And no, cause think about it.
But no, dude, that dude's on the sauce all the time. Like he's got like an
That'd be
alcohol problem.
or Horatio Sands, the guy from CSI Miami, the redheaded guy with the
Yeah,
glasses.
yeah,
That would be pretty
yeah.
tight because he'd be real
Yeah,
dramatic.
that guy's a
I'd
powerhouse.
want some sort of like some show, but I'd want it to be like dramatic. So I'd want some cool.
What
shit
about
to
Ice-T from NYPD?
Let my man
Baloo.
go.
Yeah,
I,
that's right. There
I'm
you go.
hard as fuck.
You want drama, dude?
Yeah.
He can bring the fucking drama.
That's true. With his little ponytail action. Quit being
Respect.
fucking campers. Yeah, that would be tight. But yeah, you wouldn't want some lame mainstream. See, like I get wanting like Black Widow, that'd be tight. Deadpool would be kind of cool. Wolverine would kill some people. That'd be cool as fuck. Because he'd come in all pissed off and you'd be like, whoa, that was fucking epic. But it'd be cool to have some, like I said, Jack Bauer, man, 24. He'd just be working the phones. He wouldn't need me the one to save me. They'd be like, somebody would get me out and they'd hand me a phone and he'd be on the phone. And it'd be beep,
Why would he be on the phone?
boop. Because that's all that fool does. That whole show is he's just running around talking on the damn phone. And he's got 24 hours to get from like Cincinnati, Ohio to Uzbekistan. And he's there.
Becky
And then the clock's ticking and it's like, doot, doot, like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then it'll jump ahead like 2 hours and he's in Uzbekistan. I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, I think Jack Bauer can't fly because he moves around quick and he's on the phone the whole time. Anytime, minutes. Uses everyone.
He's just chopping his onion.
Save the world, man.
He's just
Or
doing his taxes.
another cool one would be the guys from Face Off, but I don't know if I'd rather have Nicolas Cage as the bad guy Nicolas Cage in the beginning
That's tough.
or John Travolta as Castor Troy. That would be a cool.
I mean, that is kind
that
of he
would
is
be
kind of the best.
it's all menacing.
Because he fucks his wife like, and she loves it.
Yeah.
He teaches the daughter how to like stab and like
Man.
turn it so the wound never closes.
Smoking cigs and shit like
Yeah,
that.
dude. Come
Like
on, man.
doing all sorts of wild shit. But
Like,
then
okay, oh no, let me ask you. If you're up for that role, which one do you pick?
wait, do you pick Nick Cage's because you get
Like-
to be the good guy, or do you pick John Travolta and you get to be the bad guy?
That's
Basically,
what I'm asking you. Like, which
you
who
probably
do you want to be
you probably
as
take
the actor?
you probably take the John Travolta character.
Now,
Yeah, no, I'm saying is you take the bad John Travolta. You'd want to be the good
Dude,
guy in the
you would be
beginning.
both John Travolta's because John Travolta
Yeah,
was
yeah,
both.
yeah. You would be. Yeah,
Yeah.
you would want to take his
I think
roles.
I don't know. I think Nick Cage got more pub from that.
Oh, for sure, but it'd be
No,
more.
so then Nick Cage's role is
But it
what
would
you
be
want.
more. No, it'd be way more fun to be John Travolta's character, like at the end with the fight scenes and like the church, and he's sitting there praying, and he walks in, he's like, like making fun of him and shit. You'd have so much fun with that. Nick Cage is like, "You killed my old boss," and
Oh yeah, I
you're
guess you're
like,
right.
"You like."
Yeah,
You're touching my wife, I'm gonna kill you. Like he's all emo and shit, and
you're
like
right. You're right.
creeping and like, just yeah, being all weird and taking drugs and freaking out. Other than the shootout scene where you got to kill your friends because they're breaking in and they're SWAT, and it's to what somewhere over the rainbow, epic scene.
Yeah,
Other than like that part's tight, so you win the cool shootouts, but you don't get to
and
do.
and you get to say I can eat a peach for hours.
But yes, in the beginning, Nick Cage's role is the best, and you're like, we got this bitch. We're on
Right.
this plane. You can't stop me. And then
That's short lived.
yeah, and then it's short lived. Then you're locked up. You got metal boots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're fist fighting, doing all sorts of stupid shit. Save a guy
Yep.
from getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
To use him as a human shield. It's like all this wild shit goes down. I'd rather be John Travolta's characters.
There you go. Shout out.
Yeah.
I'd rather be Nick Cage's career though.
Yeah, because Nick Cage is
he's still putting out hits.
his comeback has been stronger.
Yeah.
There was a while where you would
Pulp Fiction.
there was definitely a while where you'd say the longevity would have been to John Travolta's career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But then like Nick Cage has just made such a hard comeback, and has done some pretty awesome things. And anything John Travolta's in now is like really bad and stupid.
Trash.
And he's just creepy. But he did movies like Michael.
Scientologist.
Do you remember that movie Michael, where
Yeah.
he played an angel and wore overalls and was like white trash? That was epic. Urban Cowboy.
Oh, okay, we're not just listing his fucking IMDb now.
I'm just saying,
That is it for the therapy questions. As we do, we're gonna go on a 10-minute hiatus break. We'll be back with the topics.
munching on?
Um,
What's your nibs, dude? What you nibbling on?
uh, Mr. Good. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Good Bar.
Mr. Goodbar, those are so underrated and legit as fuck. I love Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah.
There used to be the whole thing
Mr.
is,
Goody Bar.
what do you taste first, the peanuts or the chocolate?
These nuts. All right, for the topics,
These nuts.
I just put in 2 articles because I saw this first, or I saw an article this today, and it said that at the NATO summit, which is happening in the United States right now, Biden called President Zelensky from Ukraine President Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, as we are about to start the podcast, the press conference that Joe Biden held, he called Vice President Harris Vice President Trump, apparently. I didn't see it, but I was like, God damn, dude.
Yeah, and all those blunders and stuff, they're just going to pounce on him. After that, it was like...
Yeah, I mean, they are pouncing on
Yeah.
Like, these are like headline articles.
Yeah.
Like, 2 in one day.
It's pretty rough. It's hard to watch.
I know. He's got to go. I heard that Obama and Pelosi are huddling, trying to figure it out. But
Huddling. I mean,
that's what it said.
but that's what I mean. Both sides were stuck with awful candidates. One of them just because he's too old to be on. I mean, it's just Biden's just too old.
I mean, he was like literally a great president.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if he bows out, like, and whoever replaces him loses to Trump, nobody's gonna blame Biden for that.
Yeah.
If he stays in and loses, people are gonna fucking hate him. He's gonna be like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like, she stayed in too fucking long.
Yeah.
And she didn't get out when a Democrat could have appointed somebody, and that's how we got Roe v. Wade overturned. You know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and people don't like to say that because it's like, how dare you say that about her? But it's like, no, it's true.
Yeah.
She refused to step down. Should have.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's what I'm saying is we're having to force these people to step down. Well, what was the name of the
Supreme Court is different because you have a life appointment.
Well, I know, but
Biden can just lose the election. Who
is it who wasn't showing up to vote, and then they were like wheeling her in to go vote? What was her name?
Oh, that was my senator, Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah, Feinstein, just wheeling her the fuck
that
in.
was wild.
That's crazy. It's just like, just step down, bro.
I know.
Just like step down. I mean, the people that are working for you and are like getting a bag off of being on your team, I'm sure they want you to keep going. But I mean, why else?
I mean, the bag.
I'm sure they get paid decently well.
I mean, okay, but I was hoping that maybe they're delaying, like that they know he's gonna step down, and that they're just trying to figure it out before he says anything. But like the way that he's out here, like being like defiant, and, like he's like bragging and like, oh, like only like the Almighty could tell me to step down, and he's like, I'm the only one who could have like brought NATO together and all this shit. And it's like, I'm the only one who could beat Trump. It's like, dude, I think we have like literally everybody could beat Trump besides you at this point.
Yeah, like I said, it's rough.
Yeah, it is rough. What I heard is that like he didn't run in 2016 partly because Obama asked him not to because he wanted Hillary Clinton to run, but also like his son Beau had just died, and then Clinton lost, and like everybody, like all the polls showed that like Biden would have won in 2016. So he like blames himself like for letting Trump get elected the first time.
Yeah.
And so like he has this like core conviction of like, I could have beat him in 2016. I should have, but I didn't run. I did beat him in 2020, and I'm the only one who can fucking beat him again. And it's like, well, no, the facts have changed.
And he's done enough to where he's shot himself in the foot. Like, he looks like
he's lost the public, dude.
Well, I'm not saying like Biden. I'm talking about Trump has done enough to where it's like, come on, man, like put someone up there.
Right, but like in that debate, it's like not like because Biden is like losing his train of thought and shit. It's like Trump's up there lying. He said that like Trump said in that debate that he was the reason why insulin got capped at $35. And it was like no,
Oh,
that was like literally a fucking bill Biden passed. But Biden didn't say shit because he's not capable of like like rebutting that. And it's like that's the shit that it's like that's the problem.
yeah,
It's not that that you're not doing a good job as president. It's like you're letting Trump like just run his mouth and like all over you, and we can't let that happen. That's the only way he can win is if he just lies his way to it and nobody calls him on it.
yeah, yeah,
So get Gavin Newsom up.
yeah. The President Putin, that's cringe. Vice President Trump, that's cringe. Those are like
Yeah,
cringe,
both of
cringe
those. Yeah,
fuck ups.
yeah. Same day.
Cringe worthy. But they're both just doing mad cringeworthy shit. Did you see that Trump introduced Barron Trump at one of his at a rally? He was like, "I'm Barron because Barron's 18." So he was like, "Stand up, Barron," and like introduced him, and everyone was like, "Yeah!" And dude, he just looked like I don't know if you've ever seen The Omen. Um, they just came out with like a prequel, but the original Omen, they're from the what 60s, 70s, and it's about like Lucifer or like the Antichrist is born and it's this kid Damien and he grows up and tries to become president and bruh like he just was looking like Damien from fucking The Omen, dude, just like
That's my
waving is
that's my
creepy as shit.
BDSM name. I'm Slave Damien.
Slave Damien.
Yeah, that's when I go to see my dominatrix. That's what she calls me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
She must be an Omen fan. It's a cult classic, but it was
Yeah, that's biblical
super
shit, bro.
super creepy.
Damien is the devil, bro.
Does he start taking Barron on the campaign trail and really start putting him out
I
there?
don't know, dude. Barron seems like he's forced into this shit.
He looked
It's like,
pretty happy, dude. He seemed to be soaking in the
oh, really?
standing ovation. It was like I don't know if you watched
Oh, he's getting his
Boys.
taste.
The
He's getting a
Boys
little
on
taste.
Amazon, really good show. But The Boys, there's a part where there's like Homelander, his son, and it's like he's getting praise, and you can just see him being like, "I like this." It's like the first time that like Don Jr. or Eric Trump,
Big
when he
bluff.
was whenever they were whenever
They
Donald
coke
Trump.
for the first time. They're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I like
Yeah,
this."
but they were like proud of their dad, pretended to be proud of them in public, and they were coked out. That feeling, it was like you
Yeah,
saw Barron
yeah,
have that for the first time,
yeah.
minus the coke.
Oh, come on.
No, it's all fentanyl, dude. He's real cautious.
He's on coke until proven otherwise.
Okay.
On pod.
And there was a whole thing like you can't make fun of Barron Trump because he's a kid. That was a big thing. And now it's like when he's
No.
18. His dad just introduced him at a fucking rally.
Yeah, and the Florida Republican GOP named him as one of their electors. So,
Oh, really? I didn't
but
see
then
that.
then he said he didn't want to do it. That's why I thought he wasn't gonna like this shit. But
No, because that's super nepotism.
ooh, like what do you mean? Is that's the whole Trump fucking family? Like Ivanka was a special advisor, which is
Is he
a
gonna be take? Does Barron Trump take over like the war room for Steve Bannon? Is he gonna be like?
R.I.P. See Bannon up in prison right now.
Yeah, I get
Fellow podcaster.
that channel's obviously free, so it's just like they have some guy who looks like a pastor on there now, and just being like, we gotta send Steve our thoughts and prayers. I'm just like, yeah, that's what he gets, thoughts and prayers. That piece of shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's in prison.
could have
now.
happened to a nicer guy.
Oh yeah, couldn't have, not any nicer. Don't worry. If Trump does win, he'll be the first person who
Man.
gets pardoned.
Dude, I heard Scaramucci today on the Prof G Markets podcast. Just, just ruthless takedown of Steve Bannon. He's like, he goes, he's like, I still believe in God. He's like, I'm a practicing Catholic, and he's like, you know why I believe in God? It's because Steve Bannon is like the most articulate person I've ever spoken to. He can just like make sense out of things. He's just like really well read and smart. But God made him the ugliest motherfucker on the planet to save him or to save society from him taking over. like with his like hobo chic look, with his like nose blasted like an alcoholic. He's like, that son of a bitch is so ugly. And then he's like, that's how I know God exists. I was like, oh, mooch, mooch.
Now, how long did Moochie have his job? Not very long.
11 days
That's
or
right.
954,000 seconds or minutes, seconds.
Okay. So if you lose your job in 2 business weeks, it's a Scaramucci.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they got to figure something out. Gavin Newsom would be
I
a
mean,
good answer, but
it
it
could
could
be.
be anybody.
I think it might just be Kamala Harris. Because the thing is with the finances, with the money, like all the money donated to Biden, other candidates can't use. But since she's on the ticket with him, she could. So that's like a huge advantage.
Yeah.
She's polling. She right now 49-47 heads up against Trump.
Hmm.
I mean, so like I was like, because I think there's better candidates. So I was like hating this, just like, oh, like, well, it's got to be her, and it's like, well, why does it have to be? It's like the country's at stake here, dude. Like we don't like this isn't about like whose turn is it, like who, who do you know? It's like no, we need the fucking best candidate to go up there and like serve his ass up. But I actually think she could I think she's
Yeah.
like finding her voice like after that debate.
And does Gavin Newsom run next cycle?
Oh, for sure.
You think he does? You think he's prepping himself and getting ready for it?
100%. Yeah. He's been prepping himself since he was the mayor of San Francisco, dude.
Yeah. You think he's just pissed
He,
off?
he was lieutenant governor for 8 years before he became governor. He's not pissed off. It's just that's his destiny is the presidency.
Okay. Okay. Interesting take.
First politician I ever donated money to
Was Gavin Newsom?
for lieutenant governor.
No, what? But I mean, some people would say that he's turned certain places in California into a hellhole. What do you say
No,
to
he
people who say
hasn't.
that?
He hasn't turned them into that. He just hasn't solved like the homelessness issue yet. But guess what? California's economy is bigger than India's. Okay? Bigger than Japan's. He's already the fucking executive of a top 5 economy in the world, and we're talking about countries, and it's he's just running a fucking state. Like this dude is like already kind of doing presidential shit.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to
That's
tell
what
you.
people. That's what people are. I don't disagree. I think he's fantastic. That's just what some people would give you pushback on.
Well, that's fine. Those people can go fucking vote for Trump if they think that Trump's going to do a better job. Think Trump would have solved anything in California? That dude had to pay the Trump University like settlement, like fraud settlement in San Diego, dude. That's the only thing he's ever doing to this fucking state.
All right. Next topic.
So I put this article, and I'm not really going to read from the article, but I just wanted to mention that both the UK shout out, big fans of the pod, and France shout out, also fans of the pod, both had elections since we've been off, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So July 4th, a week ago today, the UK held snap elections. That's right. They called them and had the elections in 6 weeks. And the Labour Party, which is like the Democratic Party in the UK, just like trounced the Tories, which is like the Republicans who have been in charge for like 14 years and like typically have been in charge for like most of the last century. But they like took over, like they have like almost like a super majority in parliament now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rishi Sunak was the prime minister of the UK, and now it's Keir Starmer who's the head of the Labour Party, and Barack Obama's homie homie to Pod Save the World, my favorite podcast besides ours. David Lammy became the foreign secretary. So, like the past couple years, everybody's like, democracies are going like towards like the right, towards like autocracies and like fascist type MAGA shit. Well, UK just went hardcore like in a different direction. Um, and then France. So the European Union had elections like last month. And so that's when they elect like all the countries in the European Union elected representatives to go to like to Brussels. And the fucking right wing like literally party started by a Nazi who was in the SS, and his daughter is now the head of this party in France. Her name's Marie Le Pen. They won like a shit ton, way more seats in the European Union Parliament from like out of France than like anybody was comfortable with in France. And Macron is the president. So like how they have like a parliamentary system, but they also have a president. The president's like really in charge of like all of, like foreign policy, and then the parliament in France is like in charge of domestic policy, and they have like a prime minister as well. And so he called snap elections for the parliament uh, right after that European thing, because he was like, okay, if y'all want to vote for the right wing, let's fucking do it in the country and let's see where we're at. Even though like he's still going to be president no matter what till 2027. So he does that, and the fucking far right is just like polling like crazy. And so what they do is they have a first round of elections. If you get a majority, then you win. But if you don't, then the top two, and then depending on like how competitive it is, top three people move on to the next round. So in the first round, the fucking far right like just like wins like a shit ton of like they don't get any majorities, but like they're like beating a lot of the like they're moving on to the second round a lot more than um everybody, and they're like, "Oh, Macron, you fucked up. You fucked up." Like Macron is in his own party. It's like the first time anybody in that party got elected. So there's like the right wing and the far left wing, and then his is like a centrist party. So he's like, they're like, "Oh, you fucked up, dude." So then they had the second round, but the far left and Macron's party, they got together, and so what they did was they had like either their candidate, one of their candidates, either or, drop out of all these races, so they wouldn't be splitting votes, and so it would just leave either a far left guy or a center guy versus the far right, and they fucking took out the far right, and now they have a coalition of like the far left and Macron's party running or like parliament, but they don't have a majority, so it's gonna be split. But they prevented the Nazis from getting into power.
I mean, you're saying this like they're Nazis.
Literally started by a Nazi, and and her dad is the guy who's like started it. There's like started by two guys. One guy was an SS Nazi, and it was like her dad, who's like also like Nazi sympathizer type shit, and yeah, for real,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's big for the UK. I mean, the UK, they had Brexit. I mean, you go back Tony Blair, Boris Johnson. They've had lots of
Those
different.
are all Tory guys, yeah.
They've had lots that party's had multiple opportunities to try to fix this stuff, and they haven't. I think people were just tired of the bullshit.
Brexit was the worst fucking political. I mean, like fucking like political like debacle in the history of debacles. Like immediately fucked the UK economy up.
Yeah, still haven't recovered.
No, no, they have like they're in a recession, and their like inflation is way worse than ours. Like their housing crisis is way worse than ours.
They have a lot of people who are leaving. Their businesses are just leaving the UK and going to like France or somewhere in the European Union, yeah, the Eurozone, so that they can just pay less in shipping, go through less bureaucratic bullshit to
Yeah.
sell their goods because they were losing money. Like they'd have to, oh, this needs to be out there within 2 weeks, and it's getting there in 6 weeks because of all the hurdles they have to go through just to ship something. Um, And it costs
Yeah.
them more money, so it's just stupid. And then
I
getting
know, and in Ireland, where it's like Northern Ireland is part of the UK, and so like they're not a part of the Eurozone, but Ireland is. Like, and so they just voted to maybe reunite with just with Ireland, so they don't have to deal with the bullshit too.
yeah,
But so Keir Starmer, the now Prime Minister of the UK, so he like the Labour Party, who's now in charge, like they were all against Brexit. You know, that was like the Republican Tories that just got ousted that were for it. So the European Union doesn't want to like fucking hear about the UK trying to get back in because of like how like messy that shit was. But what he's doing is like he's like now trying to work with the European Union on like defense stuff with the UK, and what I heard is like he's kind of like a little bit of like a starter. Be like, hey, like let's build some trust like through defense like cooperation, and then once like we get that established and like you guys see like maybe like okay maybe like we can there could be a path to get the UK back into the European Union, but that's a long way out.
yeah, a long way out, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely some bad blood there.
Yeah.
It was stupid, and it's like, they're suffering now, and that's why there's a landslide. Historic, they were saying. I listened to the LBC, or the leading British conversation, like they have like radio and stuff. Like I'm fascinated by that, and yeah, it's historic victory when it comes to just like taking seats in the UK and having control. Like this hasn't happened in a really long time, and so a lot of people in the UK are excited because it's like a new opportunity to like kind of set shit straight and be done with all the stupid stuff that's been going on.
You know what's crazy though is yeah it is a historic as far as many how many seats they got, and it was like 400 and something. Um, they got the exact same percentage of the vote as they did last time. The difference was that people were voting for anybody besides the Tories. So that didn't necessarily mean that they voted for Labor. They would just vote for like random parties, so like this new far right party by like the Nigel Farage is in.
Yeah,
Um, so so the Labor didn't need to get any more votes because the Tories weren't getting any votes, and then it was just all like fragmented.
yeah,
Yeah, so that's how they swoop.
fractaling out.
Yeah, so that's how they swoop so many seats.
Yeah, that's awesome. More power to you, adults in the room. Hopefully back in charge.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, this next article is entitled "Elon Musk reportedly offered sperm to colonize Mars. Could it work?" Elon Musk offered his sperm to seed no pun intended, to seed a settlement on Mars, anonymous sources told the New York Times. Secretive teams at SpaceX are investigating options for a Mars colony, including reproduction, according to the report. It's unclear whether it's possible to have babies on Mars due to high radiation and low gravity. Elon Musk's obsession with Mars has reached new heights. The billionaire SpaceX CEO is so enamored with his vision of starting a colony on the red planet that he's offered to donate his sperm to the cause. According to the report, which is based on over 20 interviews the New York Times conducted and internal SpaceX documents, Musk has quietly directed SpaceX employees to investigate the details of how a Mars colony would work, with one team focusing on dome habitats, another team on spacesuits, and another on reproduction. Two anonymous sources told the Times that Musk had volunteered his sperm. Musk has long touted a thriving Mars settlement at his life's top ambition, saying it's necessary to make the human species interplanetary in case of an extinction event like an asteroid impact. But Musk has also been wagering a personal battle against his fears of underpopulation, which he has called the biggest danger civilization faces. He, he has had 12 known children with 3 different women, including Siobhan Zillis, one of his top executives. It's only fitting that Musk might take that mission to Mars. However, it's not yet clear whether human reproduction is possible on the red planet. Dude,
That's
I
so
mean,
weird. That's like
like,
that documentary about the doctor who
oh
was
yeah,
like helping people have kids, and it was just all his kids, and just
yeah.
like
He was just putting his sperm in there.
just putting his jack of people up with his jizz left and right, having
That's
rando
some
babies.
ego ass maniac shit.
That's
Dude.
creepy as fuck. And that, of course, he wants to have a whole planet Everybody's driving cyber trucks and looking like Elon Musk. That sounds terrible. Then they'd start interbreeding because they'd all be related to each
He
other.
looks inbred already.
He might be. I mean, his
And
dad
I
did
think he
have
got
a.
like some fucked up Botox. Like I saw like a photo of him next to like the Tesla motorcycle, and his eye was like cross-eyed.
Didn't his dad have a kid with like his stepdaughter or something?
Probably did. You know how those South Africans be.
But that's
That's why I'm
wild.
gonna invade them.
That's just a weird dude. Like, who wants to donate jizz to go to Mars? And he's just like, I'll do it. But he's in charge of the program, so he can be like, look, and then we need to build a reproductive chamber.
And he's having babies with one of the execs at SpaceX. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. It's like I'm telling you, man, nobody gives a fuck about anything anymore. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's like post Trump, post COVID, the mix of both of them, but you know, anything is possible now. Just like Kevin Garnett said.
And all these
Last article.
all this Epstein file stuff, and now he's talking about making a planet covered in his jizz. I don't know, man.
Skate, 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 skate. Last article. How Bill Paxton. That's right, Bill Paxton, Joseph's favorite actor of all time.
He's up there.
Bill Paxton's son James ended up in a Twisters cameo. I wanted to be a conduit for Dad's spirit. What do you think about that? Did I touch your heart?
I love that. Bill Paxton's a fucking G, and he was great in the original Twister. I haven't seen the new Twisters movie. It looks stupid as shit, if I'm being honest.
No. Pause on that. Because I just saw a movie with the lead actor in Twisters, and it was really, really good. And I was like, dude, this guy is is like about to like blow up. And then I saw that he was like running Twisters. I was like, I would like literally want to go see it now because of him. I'm telling you, it could be good.
I mean, I'll go see it because the ghost of Bill Paxton's telling me to.
Yeah.
And to support his son, obviously. But you know, the premise of it looks like a CGI gore fest. A little bit more back whenever the first Twisters came out, CGI wasn't as prominent. So while it was a thing, that wasn't what carried the movie like the story did. And I feel like this is like, oh man, we got twins. There's two Twisters. It just seems a little corny. But we'll see. I'll go see it. But I do like that. I love that his kid's in it. I mean, Bill Paxton makes that movie.
Like
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Just
it's a cameo and not like some like, yo, let's give him a role.
Yeah, that's great.
But
it almost means more. It's not nepotism.
100%.
It's sentimental. You know, like, hey, here you go.
It's a nice touch.
I wonder if Helen Hunt's gonna be like the crazy old bitch with all the wind chimes that show up at her house, and she's like, oh, there's tornadoes in the wind.
Is Helen Hunt the hotter Jodie Foster?
If you were a boomer, you'd say yeah. Yeah, for sure. I could see how you get them confused.
My dad said that he saw Jodie Foster when she was like 9, like just pounding beers with her dad, like at a bar in Thousand Oaks.
That's pretty crazy. Kind of believable. But yeah, no, I mean that's good. Shout out to Twister. You got to keep it real. I mean, Bill Paxton was a badass. It's no secret that he's arguably one of the best. Alien. Total Recall, Twisters, Apollo 13. Like you think about the movies this dude's been in. He's been in so much shit.
He's hits.
Nothing. He's literally
bangers.
Yeah, he's literally like the Nate Dogg of movies. If Bill Paxton's in it, you know it's a hit.
Yeah, why couldn't it have been Dennis Quaid who died?
That's true. Or Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner's really
dude.
good. Everything Kevin Costner does now is like revolves around a time when it was cool to have slaves. Like everything he does.
Dude, okay, hold on. Now that we mention it, so his movie that just came out, right? He funded it, right? It was like $37 million of his own money.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny. Like I saw this article. It was like Kevin Costner risks it all, like you know, for this. And I'm like, oh, dude, like, is this dude like so egotistical that like he's like gonna put his like all the fucking cash he's like earned over the years on this? Turns out he had a part 2 coming out,
Mm-hmm.
and they already pulled it from the theaters and it's not coming out, and like this dude is about to go bankrupt. I was like, dude, going from like Yellowstone to get like go into another peak of your like stardom and then just getting kicked off the show and then now broke, like whoa, dude.
When you go woke, you go broke, dude.
Dude, he's not woke.
But no, but almost everything he does, it revolves around like a period of time where everyone was just like mean to black people.
Yeah.
Everything. Like there's nothing. All of his movies were good. When I think back on some of the movies that he's been in, not a lot of black dudes there to begin with. There's no Negro League players in Field of Dreams. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it just kind of blows my mind that I saw that they.
Hold on, fact check that. Fact check that. No, I'm kidding.
I will.
No.
Who were the baseball players in Field of Dreams? There's Joe Jackson. Who were the players in? Yeah,
Shoeless Joe Jackson?
who turned down Field of Dreams? Tom Hanks. God, man, that would have been so much better if it was Tom Hanks. Think about that.
Kevin Costner is just so into baseball, dude.
Here's a picture of everyone. No, because Field of Dreams, it's like there's like that's the Black Sox.
No, I believe you, dude. I was like totally joking when I said fact check that because I knew it was true.
So I'm just saying. I think you go back in time.
Kevin Costner's a racist.
I'm not. Whoa, Kevin Costner does not care
Come
about
get me.
black
Come
people.
get me. Yeah. Kevin Costner. That's right. I just went full Kanye on his ass.
That'd be
Extreme
like
style.
that's like a guy who's like, oh man, what's your favorite book? And he's like, oh well, it's like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, anything Mark Twain, and he's just always reading the same books, and he'd be like,
I mean, I like Mark Twain.
yeah, no, me too, but like Huck Finn, like the N words in Huck Finn like 375 times, so it's like how many times like
Was he not supposed to say it?
well, I'm just saying it's like I'm not saying for him, but I'm saying if that's your friend's favorite book and that's all you see him reading, like, come on, man.
But dude,
He sings every
rap
rap song where he sings every lyric to a rap song, regardless of who's in the car or not.
Me too.
Like
Me
that,
too.
like that's
I do too.
that's that guy. Like, oh, what do you?
No, I'm supposed to censor myself.
Yeah, if there's some brothers around, I would.
Oh, well,
just
that'd
do
be
the pause.
Isn't it weirder if
It's
I'm
a good
doing it?
icebreaker too, because if you pause, then they'll all
So you're
laugh,
telling
and you're
you're
in.
telling me that it's okay to say the N word around white people?
No, but I'm saying if you're driving in your car by yourself and you're rapping, it's not like I don't need you like the ghost of Rosa Parks to be looming over your shoulder, being like, "Don't you say that Jay-Z rap lyric." It's brothers in
I say, bitch, stay in the back.
it's brothers in Paris for you. That was a big Twitter thing where it was, oh my god, Rosa Parks' husband owned a car.
Really?
Yes. I was like, maybe bitch is taking the bus that day. Leave her alone. Mind your own business.
Hey, he's busy.
Yeah, he's out there getting the bag, bro.
Yeah, what are you talking
Like,
about?
isn't that wild, though? She should have been. Well, her husband had a car. That's the most like it.
I guess then she's not allowed.
Yeah.
To be on the bus.
Yeah, she's too nice for the.
She's too posh.
Yeah, she's too fancy. She's one of the rich ones.
Yeah,
Sorry.
she's a house.
Oh, don't even. No. Nice try. Nice.
I'll save it for my white friends.
Yeah, save it for whenever you're doing Kevin Costner's pool. He'll love those jokes.
Fuck
They're
that
like, oh man, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to use that in my new television
Parks'
show.
house?
Yeah, in my new television show. It's called Jellystone. I play a racist park ranger who's hunting down a talking bear named Yogi. It's pretty good. It's everything from Ranger Joe's side. It's everything from Ranger Joe's side. With his trans bear friend Boo Boo. Bruh, that would be wild. Kevin Costner would make anything racist and homophobic if he could. He could make anything. Anything. It'd be like he's directing Lord of the Flies remake. And he's just like, all right, So remember, we split the boys down in two groups on the island, and it's like, okay, well, how come all the black guys are over here and you have all the white kids over here? He's like, because that's just how
That's how
that's
God would
how
have.
that's how it
That's
would
how God
go. Yeah,
wanted it.
that's how it would go. I mean, this is how nature is. It's science. And that's, real science, not that Fauci stuff. So like I was saying, y'all separate into two groups. Like I'm telling you, he would make a league of their own racist, and it's just about white women playing baseball.
I bet he was up for that role. Tom Hanks got
Yeah,
that
Tom
part,
Hanks took that one.
Yeah, goddamn.
Well, he read it. He read for it, but he didn't read the script till he got there. And then he realized it was him coaching a bunch of women, and Madonna, and Madonna was in it, and Rosie O'Donnell. And he was like, "Fuck this! This is bullshit. Who's this Marla Hooch who just hits dingers all day? Get the fuck out of here." And Tom Hanks was like, "This sounds perfect for me." And then he's like, "Give me that movie about some rich white guy who has a big ass fucking baseball field in his backyard, and the all white baseball team that got caught gambling and cheating and is banned from the Hall of Fame,
and that they called black because they were cheating.
Yeah, because they're banned because they're blackballed. That's what I'm talking about. And they come out of the woodworks, and I'm delusional and like popping quaaludes and just talking to racist ghosts who are banned for gambling. I want that movie.
Hell yeah.
Well, it's between you and Mel Gibson, so it's pretty. so
pretty much.
So
and Mel Gibson's from Australia, so he doesn't know baseball.
So he's not a big baseball guy. So we like your chances. If it was a Jewish minor league baseball team, he might get that over you. But you're definitely Black Sox. Yes, we're feeling it. Middle of nowhere, cornfields, just breathes.
And just parlays that right into For the Love of the Game.
If I had to sum this script up for you, Mr. Costner, it just breathes segregation. It's like perfect.
Cornfield in fucking Kansas or whatever.
Perfect. I love it. Is it a real set? Oh yeah, we'll drive you out there. It's on.
It's a real plantation.
It's a real plantation. Ooh.
Active.
Which is the opposite, because I feel like Matthew McConaughey's on the same trajectory as like a Kevin Costner, but he's not. Like, he's a douche for a whole different set of reasons. Like, Matthew McConaughey just gets on my nerves. But when he did that movie where it's like, what, Jonestown or Jones's Freedom Town, where it's like about the slave uprising, and there's a white guy who owns slaves and then frees everybody and fights the other slaves. It's like the opposite. He took it because he gets to fight racism, and like he's like, oh man, people are gonna love me, and I get to take my shirt off? They're like, well, it's more of like a pirate style blouse. It's ripped open.
Yeah, I mean, but it's it's all about the white savior, the white knight.
True. Best racist depiction ever, though, is got to be Leo in Django Unchained, because it seems so real, but it's not. We hope so. I hope. But
no, it's good.
Anybody else, like Kevin Costner, would have been like, it would have been too good. Like, like it would have made everybody uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't have been like
where
they're like Leo's.
Before.
What?
It's like, no, it's like
yeah,
like he'd be saying the lines, and you'd be like, oh, I feel like you've said that before, like in real life.
Like, that sounds like a freestyle you practice in your car.
Yeah.
Somebody tries to be improv racist, but it just comes off as like, that was scripted, bro. Like, you wrote that out. The alliteration in that was too. Nah, man, you're not good with words. So
yeah, you're too smooth.
What Gavin McGinnis what Gavin McGinnis podcast did you rip that off of, dude?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Number 144. I'm not old. You're old. Vice President Cruz. I'm petrified, dude. You talk about people getting older and living forever. We do not want like 110 Ted Cruz running for office.
Well, dude, all you'll have to do is not fucking reelect him.
Somebody will. They'll be like,
you don't have a single better Republican in Texas than Ted fucking Cruz? Come on, man. Your whole state's full of them.
They all suck.
I know, but
most of them are shadow lurkers. He's at least Ted Cruz is like a day walker, and he gets out. Right now, our day walking, like our day walker, not creepy cryptic Republicans in Texas are like Ted Cruz, Ken Paxton, Greg Abbott.
No, those are the guys who are elected. There's got to be
I
better.
know, but I'm saying everyone else, you don't even know like who the fuck they are because they're
That's because
never around.
they need to show the fuck up.
And what's his name? Crenshaw, the guy with the eye patch.
Yeah, fuck that dude.
We have like he's all over the place, man. He trips me out. Every once in a while he'll say something where you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'll say some stupid shit.
I know, and you're like,
what
what?
the fuck? That's what I always
believe
said.
that?
So I've always said like about just like the independent party, like libertarian party. They'll say make some good points, and then they'll just say some really wild shit like they get carried away when they'll make a couple good points like, and free healthcare. And everyone's like, yeah, fuck yeah, and like and you know no more syrup on waffles, only ketchup. Mandated by state law, and everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, hey, bro, what the hell was that shit? Ketchup on waffles? This fool's crazy as shit. Why is he wearing a tie with jeans? Get out of here, bro.
He's a libtard.
Yeah, yeah, this guy's dressed like a lib with this fucking pocket, short sleeve, button up shirt, wearing tucked in with the tie.
Yep.
Brown belt, black shoes. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you gotta looked at the posters at Bell's because you're old enough to where I know, bitch, you shopped at Bell's. There was posters up, and you could have seen like that's not what you're like. Everything about your fit is so wrong, bro. Those
my
are
eighth grade girlfriend should now had to tell me about the brown belt, black shoe type shit.
Yeah, I didn't know Asics made grandpa shoes, bro, with Velcro. Get the fuck out of here. What is this? This is the best you got? Ketchup on waffles, bro? Bye, boy, bye. And then they stopped taking them serious. Right then and there, they stopped taking them serious. And Green Party, it's just like, oh, Green Party. Like, right off the bat, it just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got my people showing up to fight. I got the brawlers, the bashers, and then, like, the kiddie party. And they're like, who the fuck is the kiddie party? Like, so they're already getting discounted before they show up at the fight. Just because it sounds not intimidating. It doesn't sound tough. Green Party. It doesn't.
True. And they're just election spoilers anyways.
Yeah,
Fucking
right?
Jill
They don't
Stein.
have anything
Jill
cool.
Stein, you cunt.
Dang.
She's running again.
Of course she is.
Hillary Clinton lost by 10,000 votes in Michigan, dude. Jill Stein, you cunt.
How many did she get?
Oh, way more. Hillary Clinton lost by 2 votes per precinct. So, had 3 more people showed up in each precinct and voted for her, she would have won.
Damn.
Yeah.
Cold hard facts. Some people say that those 3 people that were going to vote this year have already been born.
Yeah.
That's
right.
they were right on that one.
That's right. It would have been election fraud. Yeah.
And they were right on that. Now that's something that they were 100% right about.
That's true.
Those
Big
people
facts.
haven't.
Big facts.
They've already been born.
Yeah. Scientists.
Any deep thoughts?
Meditate, motherfucker.
What's up?
Meditate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. We appreciate y'all listening. Go see Twisters. Support the ghost of Ken Paxton. He's a good man. But yeah, we always appreciate y'all. Be good. Be safe. Stay focused. Stay strong. And go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.